your brain's job is to protect you from dying. It's to protect you from having a really bad experience. It's all it wants is for you to be safe, for you to feel comfortable, to be watered, to be fed, to, stay alive. But every time that you take a risk, you put your whole self at risk. So there's a part of your brain that's saying like, don't do this because it could end really badly.
Obviously, we'll be talking about talent and hidden talents and how people sometimes prefer to hide them and not show them, even though they're really talented. It varies. It goes from playing piano, singing, performing, or sometimes even coding and making awesome projects, photography and videography. It came to my attention that there are many, many ways and many, many reasons for a person to show or not show their talent. And I thought maybe the background information is informative, and knowing what people went through to show their talent is an important part in hopefully encouraging people to show their own talents in the future. So here we are. We have you with us today, our special guest. Can you tell us about the origin story of what you do now and where you started?
Yeah. So hi, I'm Rafaro. I am a final year English literature with creative writing student, and I also host podcasts. So I came to university in 2016 after doing my A-levels back in Birmingham. So I moved down to Surrey. And as soon as I got to uni, I knew that I wanted to get super involved in like as many society as possible because I really love joining things and being parts of clubs and like just feeling like a part of something. From the TEDx event society, I just started hosting TEDx events and became the president in my second year. So that was a really fun way to get to know people and to share ideas. And I think that society is what inspired me the most. It kind of inspired me to want to be a person who helps find people who are interesting, to be a part of conversations that are beneficial to other people. Then from the newspaper, the university newspaper club, I learned how to find stories, how to write really interesting stories, and how to be the kind of person who's actively seeking ideas. And then Stag Radio is the thing that kind of got me into podcasting. So obviously with Stag Radio, what you do is you host a live radio show or a pre-recorded radio show. So I used to host one with one of my friends and be a part of the news. And that gave me the technical skills to learn how to be able to create a podcast. So then I was able to combine the like love of ideas and love of sharing ideas from TEDx with the learning how to write and to be able to structure those ideas of the newspaper, and then combine those with the technical skills of radio to learn how to make compelling radio and podcast shows.
That's really cool. You went from school and you moved to Surrey, and then you went through all these experiences. And now you're in your final year, as you said, and you're slowly but surely transitioning into adult life. How do you think these transitions affected you at these different stages in terms of how comfortable you are with trying new things and showcasing your passions and your talents?
So I would say that being able to like showcase aspects of your life is kind of like a muscle. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So when I first came to university, like absolutely everything was new, from living with new people to doing a new course. So like at that first major transition in my life, it was quite difficult for me to fully be myself and to fully show the different parts of me. But I think that every time that I tried something new, I got better at doing something new, to the point where like a month ago, I was like, okay, I'm just going to make a podcast. And it didn't scare me because I've been doing little things all throughout my university experience that made me like be able to better approach those new things. So I would say key piece of advice is that everything is going to feel really hard until you start it. Like starting is the hardest part. Each time that you try something new, it's terrifying because you don't know what the end result is going to be. But by putting yourself out there, by taking that risk, you guarantee that you're going to grow. So I kind of see it as take every opportunity for growth. Every failure is still a way of learning something new. Like you grow from everything. So the more opportunities you take, the more like things you throw yourself at, the probability is that eventually one of those things is going to work out, even if it's not the first thing or the second thing or the 10th thing.
Yeah, it's basically throw everything against the wall and see what sticks. Basically.
Literally, yeah.
Of course, you mentioned your hobbies and things you participated in since graduating. What about the ones that are out there, the ones that we can find online? What are your current projects in terms of what you can do now, and where can people find your creative work?
Yeah. So right now, the two main things that I'm working on are both podcasts. One, starting as a How to podcast, is kind of like on hiatus right now. So I have one that I'm creating with the university's student enterprise department, in which I interview alumni and students who've started businesses and kind of talk to them about their startup experiences, what they've learned, and what they can teach other people. I have another one called You're Gonna Love This Podcast. Have you ever heard the saying that, like, if you want to find out what you want to do, think of what you would do if nobody was paying you to do it? So one thing that I do all the time is like give people podcast recommendations. If anyone asks for them, I'll give them like 10. So my brother was like, why don't you make a podcast of podcast recommendations? And I was like, okay, because it's something I could talk about endlessly without having to do that much research or like thinking about. So that's what You're Gonna Love This Podcast is, weekly podcast recommendations. And then the project that I'm most excited about is the one that I'm working on right now, which is hopefully going to come out in the next couple of weeks. And that is a podcast series called Class of 2020, about studying, graduating, and coming of age in the middle of an uncertain time. And that uncertain time is a global pandemic. So here in the UK, I submitted my university dissertation on the 23rd of March at like first thing in the morning at like 9 a.m. And then I went straight home to Birmingham because it was about to be Easter holidays. But then by 8 p.m. of the same day, it was announced that we were going to be in lockdown. And I just thought to myself, how strange is it that as soon as I finish one chapter of my life, everything changes? And it's just wild. So I was speaking to a bunch of my friends who were in their final year of university about it. And they're like, it's so weird because your final year of university is so uncertain already. You already don't know what's happening next. It's the first time that you're actually going to go out into the world and become like an adult. So I was just there like, what is it like to have this big life change experience when the whole world is on standstill? So I basically spent the past, what month are we in? We're almost in June. I've spent the past almost 2 months interviewing a wide range of students and experts about different aspects of final year.
I hope that creative endeavor works out really well for you, and I'm glad I'm aware of it, so I can listen to it at my free time as well. We have the opportunity to interview you, a person who had talent and then was not afraid to show it, but not all people do. And my question for you now is, why don't people show their talents? Is it because they think they're not good enough? Is it because other reasons? Why do you think people are not willing to show their talents?
Yeah, so you said something interesting at the beginning of your question, and that was that I had a talent and I wasn't afraid to show it, which is not true because I really was. For example, when I was younger, I still kind of do. I made YouTube videos quite consistently, but like I was 100% filming webcam videos in my room for like a year or 2 years before I ever put anything out there. And even when I put things out there, I didn't tell anybody about it. I didn't put my name on anything, didn't tell my friends, didn't tell my family. They just found out randomly. And for me, I found that you shouldn't wait until you're not scared of it. You've got to do it when you are scared. You've got to take that fear and do it anyway. You've got to, that's my favorite saying, like, feel the fear and do it anyway. Because the truth of the matter is anything that's unknown is going to be scary. But I think that if you're scared of doing something, it probably means that it matters to you. If you're like scared of putting something out or sharing something or showing a talent, it's because it matters to you so much. And I think that what holds a lot of people back from actually sharing those talents is this fear of, one, putting it out there and then realizing that they weren't actually talented at it. And then also there's this theory, it's called resistance brain. And the idea of it is that your brain's job is to protect you from dying. It's to protect you from having a really bad experience. It's like there's a part of your brain, I think it's called the amygdala, don't quote me on that, that its purpose is like, all it wants is for you to be safe, for you to feel comfortable, to be watered, to be fed, to, stay alive. But every time that you take a risk, you put your whole self at risk. So there's a part of your brain that's saying like, don't do this because it could end really badly. The most important thing in order to overcome that is to acknowledge that you're scared, because saying that you're not scared doesn't stop you from being scared. So like acknowledge that you're scared.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world. I think just being able to acknowledge that and put it into perspective is something that can help you to overcome it and be able to share your talents.
The question really becomes, do you think we have an equal chance of being accepted in terms of showcasing our talents, whether we are men or women? Does showcasing talent, does the willingness and desire to showcase our talent and beating these steps that you mentioned, are they related to gender?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think obviously society is making progress in like creating gender equality and being able to support women who like go out of their way to pursue their talents, run businesses, that kind of thing. But I don't think we're there yet. I think it's the fact that from childhood, women aren't taught to be brave in the way that boys are taught to be brave. Even if the parents have like the best of intentions, like a parent will be like, let's say you've got a boy called John and a girl called Sarah, it'll be like, John's climbing the tree. Oh, John, you're so brave. Like, congratulations, John. Like, you're the best, John. If Sarah climbs that tree, it's like, Sarah, be careful. You're going to fall. You're going to break. And I think it's because women are treated as delicate and fragile in a way that boys aren't. Women are kind of taught to do the right thing. Don't take too many risks, because if you do, you're going to get hurt. Whereas if men do the right thing and take risks, it's like praise. It's like, oh wow, he's so brave, he's so masculine. Da, 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 da. But when it's the reverse to women, it becomes a problem. It's like, oh, she talks too much, she takes too many risks, she's reckless, that kind of thing, which for a lot of women stops them from pursuing their dreams, showcasing their talents, because they know there's going to be an added level of scrutiny. So I don't think it's inherent that women are less talented or that women don't want to show their talents. I think it's more a case of there's just a greater cost to doing those things if you're a woman, because you know you're going to get that scrutiny. For me as a woman, like I'm quite privileged in that like my family's really supportive of all my things, my friends are really supportive of all my things. I grew up in an environment that is, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people in this country, different families, different friendship groups don't have people who are supportive of them.